Whether you're a beginner or already experienced in creating video content, the right use of light can completely transform your footage. In this tutorial, we'll cover the basic principles of lighting, the different types of lights, and how to use them efficiently to create professional-looking scenes. You'll find the answer to what the major types of lighting are, and even more importantly, how to work with them. We will also introduce you to different methods of controlling light. But before we get into the practical tips, we'll start with some theory about light. One of the characteristics of light is measured in kelvins, expressed with the symbol K, which determines its color temperature, an indicator of whether the light appears warmer or cooler. Lower color temperatures, values as in the 2700 to 3200 Kelvin range, are called warm light. They resemble the light of candles or incandescent light bulbs. Warm light is often used to recreate a cozy and intimate atmosphere. Higher values, as in the 5000 to 6500 Kelvin range, are called cool lights. They resemble daylight or cloudy skies. This type of lighting is suitable for scenes requiring a natural and crisp feel. In video productions, cool temperature is the key factor in achieving the correct white balance, which ensures that the colors in the frame look realistic and in harmony. Accurate color temperature selection helps to convey emotional tone and visual depth while still maintaining professional image quality. In video productions, the nature of light plays a key role in creating mood and visual style. Light can be hard, with distinct shadows and strong contrast, or soft with smooth transitions and gentle diffusion. The choice between hard and soft light depends on the emotional message we want to portray and the specific requirements of the scene. The hard light comes from a small, concentrated light source and creates sharp, well-defined shadows and highlights. This is because the beam of the hard light sources follow almost the same direction between each other. Soft light is much more diffused. The shadows do not have sharp and distinct edges, and the beams are spread out. It is important to note that hard light can be softened in several ways, but the reverse is much more difficult. Light sources can be two types, natural or artificial. The most popular natural source is the sun. It is the hardest source of light known to nature. Another natural source is the sky, which is a soft source of light. On a sunny day, you will get sharp and distinct shadows, while on a cloudy day or after sunset, the shadows will be much softer, almost unnoticeable. On the other hand, all artificial light sources are created from the man with the help of technology and cannot be seen in the nature. Lamps, for example. There are four main types of artificial light sources used in video production: tungsten, fluorescent, metal halide, and LED lights. Tungsten lamps are the most traditional and widely used ones. They use a filament which heats up the electricity passes through. Like some of the bulbs in our homes, their color temperature is low, usually around 3200 kelvins. Tungsten lights get very hot while working, and therefore touching them with bare hands is not recommended. It's important to note that tungsten sources produce hard light. The second one is fluorescent lighting. The inside of the fluorescent tube is coated with a layer of phosphor, which absorbs the electric energy and releases it in the form of visible light. Fluorescent lights are soft and have color temperature usually around 5600 kelvins. Like tungsten lamps, though, the color temperature can also be lower. Metal halide has a color temperature of 6000 kelvins and creates hard light. Be careful, similar to tungsten lights, they also get hot while working. LED lighting uses new technology and has several advantages over the other three types we've talked about so far. They use light-emitting diodes, which allows them to light up with different color temperatures, even changing ones. Many of the LED light sources can also light in different colors. LED lights do not get hot, unlike tungsten and metal halide, and consume significantly less energy. They can also produce both hard and soft light, another great advantage. Lighting can differ not only in the type of light source used, but also in the way the light is directed and distributed in space. These differences are essential as they determine what visual effect will be achieved in the frame. Let's take a look at some of the main types of lighting according to their way of directing and distributing light. The first type is the Fresnel light. It consists of a lamp positioned between a Fresnel lens and a reflector. This type of light forms a controllable beam with a soft edge. Fresnel lights can use LED, tungsten or metal halide source. Second type is the flat panel light. They produce a soft, diffused light. Most often, this type of lighting uses LED or fluorescent source. The third type of lighting is the par or open face lighting. Their light is hard and directional, but often with a very soft edge. The source of their light can either be LED, tungsten or metal halide. So far, we've looked at different light sources and types of lighting that are used in video production. It is important to note that each of these sources can be further shaped and modified to create a specific visual effect or the desired atmosphere in the shot. This process of shaping light involves the use of various tools and techniques that allows us to control its spread, intensity and direction. Through the right combination of accessories such as diffusion, reflectors, grids and barn doors, we can soften shadows, focus beams or even add a dramatic feel and depth to a scene. Let's take a look at some of the most effective techniques and approaches for shaping light. Hard light sources can be softened by the use of diffusion. Basically, what the diffusion does is to spread the beams passing through it and increase the light area. Here's the rule: the bigger a source is, the softer the light from it is. This is why panel light sources produce soft light and those with lenses produce hard light. Diffusion can be made either of a specialized material or an ordinary translucent white fabric. One of the downsides of diffused light is that its intensity weakens. Another method of softening the light is by reflection. When a source is pointed at a bright matte surface, the reflected rays will spread out similar to diffusion. There are special accessories called light reflectors. These usually have two faces depending on whether the reflected light is supposed to be warm or cold. Little tip: styrofoam can be used as a cheap alternative of a reflector. Similar to diffusion, reflection also weakens the intensity of light. In reflection, hard light can remain hard if the material will reflect through is mirrored. In this case, the beams do not spread out and the source does not change its character, but the strength weakens. Some of the sharp sources can also be further focused by the use of lenses. Fresnel lenses can focus the light, but lenses such as those used in spots or lecos can leave finely outlined shadows. In addition to its character, light can also be changed in color. This is done through use of color filters or gels, like this one in my hand. Color filters and gels are transparent colored films that are used to change the color, intensity and quality of light in video production. They can be applied to create specific visual effects, adjust color temperature, or add a sense of drama or a particular mood to the scene. Common types are correction gels, which balance warm and cool light, and effect filters, which add color for artistic emphasis. These tools are essential for creative lighting control and creating professional-looking footage. Some LED lights are multicolored, like this one here. Its color can be changed within the entire spectrum of light. In video productions, light can be precisely limited to draw attention to certain objects or to create desired mood in the frame. This is achieved by using accessories that block or shape the light beam. This adds depth and drama while controlling the diffusion of the light outside the main focus. This can be done through the use of black fabric placed in the way of the light beam with professional masks or goggles. In this way, the light can be removed from the places we do not wish it to be lit. Another way to manage light is by changing its intensity. The process is called dimming. Dimming means reducing the output of a lamp or a lighting fixture. By dimming, lighting sources can smoothly decrease or increase their brightness, allowing flexibility in settings without the need to move the lighting. Depending on the light source, however, this is not always possible. Tungsten lights, for instance, can be dimmed by using an external device. LED lights have built-in dimmers and do not need the additional device. Lights such as metal halide and fluorescent cannot be dimmed at all. To achieve a professional and visually appealing lighting result, various techniques are used to set it in the frame. They help to shape the light according to the needs of the scene. Here is one of the most popular techniques for setting up lighting in video production, the three-point lighting. It is typically used to light an actor in the frame. As the name suggests, the method consists of three light sources. The first one is called key light. It is placed in front of the actor at an angle of about 45 degrees to the left or right of him. The second source is placed mirroring the first, but on the opposite side to the actor's face. Its task is to eliminate the shadows on the actor left by the first source, but it must be of less intensity than the first source. The first source is most essential, and therefore the strongest. Our third source is placed at an angle of about 45 degrees behind the actors at the height above him. Its location should be out the frame. The third source's purpose is to outline the actor so it doesn't blend into the background behind him. If you also have a fourth light source, it can be pointed at the background with the appropriate intensity so that it doesn't dominate over the actor. But when you only have one light source, it can also achieve good actor lighting. Here are two techniques for that. The first option is to position the actor near a window from which soft diffused light enters. The light source is placed in the front of the actor at a 45-degree angle to the camera on the opposite side of the light from the window. Another option is if you have a light reflector. Here, a light source is placed on one side in front of the actor at an angle that allows light to fall on the light reflector, which is placed on the other side. The light from the reflector must be angled in a direction similar to the one from the second source in the three-point lighting. We started this video lesson with some theory about measuring light. We'll end it with some theory as well, but this time with the inverse square law rule. It reads that measured light intensity is inversely proportional to the distance squared from the source. So if we double the distance at which we sit from the light, its intensity will drop 4 times. If we triple the distance, the intensity will drop 9 times. Lighting is one of the most important elements in creating video productions because if the shot is not well lit, the viewer will not be able to see what is happening in it. In order to achieve good lighting, different types of lighting sources, accessories and techniques can be used. We hope we've been helpful today and thank you for watching this video tutorial.